The story of the 2018 D Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin is one that carries a surprising amount of depth, history, and fascination. This coin, although relatively new, has drawn the attention of collectors, investors, and numismatists around the world because of its place in the long and enduring history of the Washington Quarter series, and because certain unique conditions have made its value soar to extraordinary heights, reaching a market value today of $82,321. To understand why this coin has become so significant, we must first step back and trace the story of the Washington Quarter itself. The Washington Quarter was first minted in 1932 as part of a nationwide celebration of the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin was initially intended to be a one-year commemorative issue replacing the Standing Liberty Quarter, but the design by John Flanagan proved so popular that it became the permanent quarter design beginning in 1934. Since then, the Washington Quarter has remained a cornerstone of American coinage, bridging the eras of silver coinage, clad coinage, and the modern state and America the Beautiful programs. By the time we reached 2018, the Washington Quarter had already undergone multiple transformations. The most recent, before 2018, was the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010 and was designed to honor national parks, forests, monuments, and landmarks across all 50 states, 5 territories, and the District of Columbia. Each year, multiple new designs were released, but always with the same obverse, featuring the familiar portrait of George Washington adapted from Flanagan's original design. The 2018 D Washington Quarter stands out because of both its place in the series and the conditions of its production. The D Mint mark, of course, signifies that the coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, one of the primary United States mint facilities responsible for producing circulating coinage. Coins struck at the Denver Mint often make their way heavily into circulation across the western states of America, whereas their Philadelphia counterparts marked with AP are more common in the East. This geographic distribution means that in some regions collectors may see many more Denver minted coins and in others far fewer, leading to interesting collecting challenges. What makes the 2018 D Washington Quarter truly fascinating is not only its design but also the eras, varieties, and conditions in which it has been found. The America the Beautiful designs of 2018 included quarters commemorating Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan, Apostle Islands National Lakeshore in Wisconsin, Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota, Cumberland Island National Seashore in Georgia, and Block Island National Wildlife Refuge in Rhode Island. Each of these designs was minted with a D Mint mark version from Denver, making them attractive to collectors who enjoy building complete sets. However, among these there exist examples that have been preserved in flawless condition or struck with unusual errors that dramatically increase their desirability. Some examples include coins with double die errors where the image appears doubled because of a mistake during the hubbing process. There are also coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or struck through grease errors. Each of these rare mistakes makes the coin much more valuable than its face value of 25 cents. Beyond errors, condition plays perhaps the most crucial role. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC at the highest mint state levels, MS68 or MS69, are considered nearly perfect with flawless luster and sharp details. Because 2018 coins are relatively modern, it is tempting to think they all exist in perfect condition, but in reality most entered circulation quickly acquiring scratches, marks, and where a coin that survives in perfect condition is extremely rare. The specific coin we are talking about, the 2018 D Mint Mark Washington Quarter, valued today at $82,321, is an extraordinary example of this rarity. It is likely a top-graded specimen certified by a reputable grading service, which means it has been authenticated, slabbed, and preserved for collectors to admire. Such coins achieve astonishing prices at auction when wealthy collectors compete to own the very best of the best. But value is not only about grade. It is also about demand and historical significance. The America the Beautiful program is coming to an end, with 2021 marking its conclusion and the Washington Quarter design expected to change again. Collectors who want to complete their sets are willing to pay premium prices, especially for the finest examples of each year and mint mark. The 2018 D Quarter therefore sits at the crossroads of rarity, condition, and high demand, making it far more than just a piece of change in your pocket. Imagine Finding a 2018 D quarter in your pocket change at the grocery store or tucked away in a jar of coins at home, the casual spender might overlook it thinking it is just another common coin worth 25 cents, but the educated collector knows that the right coin in the right condition could be worth a small fortune. This is one of the magical aspects of numismatics, the study and collecting of coins. It combines history, art, economics, and treasure hunting into one exciting hobby. When we trace further into the history of the Denver Mint itself, we find even more context. The Denver Mint opened in 1906 and has produced billions of coins since then. Its mint mark, the letter D, is instantly recognizable to collectors and often carries a sense of prestige because of the high quality of strikes it produces. The facility is capable of striking hundreds of millions of coins per year, but even within such vast numbers, tiny anomalies and perfect survivors emerge, creating the rare and valuable specimens collectors prize today. Now let us consider the investment side. Collecting rare coins like the 2018 D Washington quarter is not just a hobby but also an investment opportunity. Over the past decades, rare coins have consistently risen in value, especially those tied to popular series or key moments in history. As inflation erodes the purchasing power of paper currency, tangible assets like gold, silver, and rare coins gain importance. The 2018 D quarter might be modern, but its scarcity in top condition ensures it holds value well into the future. Imagine a collector buying this coin today for $82,000 and in 20 years seeing its value double or triple because it remains a one-of-a-kind perfect specimen in a complete set. The artistry of the coin also deserves mention. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of George Washington continues to symbolize strength, leadership, and the founding of the United States. On the reverse, each design tells a story of natural beauty and heritage. For example, the pictured rocks quarter captures the grandeur of Lake Superior's sandstone cliffs, while the Apostle Islands design depicts sea caves and a kayaker highlighting the outdoor adventure spirit of Wisconsin. The Voyager's quarter presents a majestic loon calling out across the water with towering pines in the background. Cumberland Island's design shows a graceful snowy egret in flight, and Block Island features a black crowned night heron in its coastal habitat. Each design speaks to America's diversity and natural wonders, making the 2018 quarters miniature works of art. In addition to currency, collectors often build sets not just for financial reasons but for the joy of holding history in their hands. The 2018 D Washington quarter is part of that living history, and while most examples are common, it is the rare, pristine example that elevates the entire year into legend. That is why auction houses report astonishing hammer prices when such coins appear, and why every day collectors dream of discovering one tucked away unnoticed. As we reflect on the legacy of the Washington Quarter series from its birth in 1932 to the modern America, the beautiful program, we see the enduring power of coinage to capture a nation's identity. The 2018 D quarter reminds us that even in the age of digital money and electronic transactions, physical coins still hold enormous symbolic and financial value today. The 2018 D Washington Quarter stands as one of the modern treasures of American coinage. Its current market value of $82,321 is a testament to the passion of collectors, the scarcity of perfection, and the timeless allure of coins. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone just beginning to look through their pocket change, the lesson is clear: never underestimate the power of a simple coin, for it may hold a story, a history, and a fortune waiting to be discovered. Welcome to today's detailed journey into the fascinating world of rare American coins. In this video, we will explore the story, history, and current market value of the 2019 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar coin. Many people see this coin every day in circulation, and yet very few realize that some examples of the 2019 P Quarter can be worth thousands, and in rare cases even tens of thousands of dollars. Today we will look closely at why collectors prize this particular quarter, how it connects to the long legacy of Washington quarters, and why one piece in pristine and highly rare condition has been valued at a stunning $67,881. To begin, let us go back to the history of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design by sculptor John Flanagan featured a left-facing profile of George Washington on the obverse with the word Liberty above and the national motto "In God We Trust" inscribed to the left of Washington's portrait. On the reverse, the coin displayed the image of a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. This design would remain in circulation for decades, becoming a symbol of American coinage and an everyday part of life for millions of Americans. Over the years, the Washington quarter has gone through many changes. In 1975 and 1976, the coin was temporarily redesigned for the United States bicentennial, featuring a colonial drummer on the reverse. Later in 1999, the United States Mint launched the famous State Quarters program, which became one of the most successful coin programs in American history. Each year, new designs were issued honoring different states and later territories and national parks. The State Quarters program fueled an incredible interest in collecting coins and introduced millions of Americans to the hobby. By 2010, the program evolved into what became known as America the Beautiful Quarters. These coins highlighted national parks and historic sites across all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and United States territories. This program continued until 2021, with the last design being the Tuskegee Airman Quarter. Now, within this timeline, we arrive at the year 2019. This year was particularly important for Washington quarters because the Mint released a series of special designs as part of the America the Beautiful program. In addition, the Mint also began producing the historic W Mint Mark quarters from West Point to generate excitement among collectors. However, our focus today is on the 2019 P Mint Mark quarter struck in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Mint is one of the oldest and most significant minting facilities in the United States. Coins struck with the letter P as the Mint mark are produced there. For the 2019 P Mint Mark quarters, the Mint produced coins honoring Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, American Memorial Park in the Northern Mariana Islands, War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. Each of these designs tells a unique story about American history, culture, and natural heritage. Most 2019 quarters that come from Philadelphia are worth their face value of 25 cents. But the story changes dramatically when we talk about special conditions, minting errors, and collector demand. Some examples of the 2019 P quarters have been found in superb gem condition, graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC at very high levels such as MS68 or MS69. These grades indicate coins that are nearly perfect with flawless luster, sharp strikes, and virtually no visible marks. Collectors are willing to pay large premiums for such coins because the population of coins in these high grades is extremely small. Now imagine a 2019 P Mint Mark Washington quarter that not only survived without any wear but also showed incredible sharpness, luster, and rarity. Such a coin was once valued at $67,881. This shocking number captures the attention of every collector and treasure hunter because it shows how something as ordinary as a quarter can become an extraordinary fortune under the right circumstances. Why would a coin like this reach such a high price? The answer lies in rarity combined with condition. While millions of 2019 P quarters exist, only a handful have been certified at the absolute top of the grading scale. The competition among collectors to own the very best example of a coin drives the price sky high. We must also consider that collectors often look at coins as pieces of art and history, not just as money. The design of the Washington quarter is beloved by many, and the America the Beautiful series adds cultural depth and storytelling to each coin. To own a coin that represents perfection in artistry, condition, and scarcity is something collectors are willing to spend fortunes on. Let us take a closer look at each of the designs from 2019 that bear the P Mint mark. The Lowell National Historical Park quarter celebrates the textile mills and the labor of women in the Industrial Revolution. The design shows a woman working at a power loom with a prominent clock tower in the background, symbolizing progress and the role of women in shaping American industry. The American Memorial Park quarter honors the soldiers of the Northern Mariana Islands who fought and sacrificed during World War II. The design features a young woman at the memorial site looking up at the American flag, reminding us of the cost of freedom and the importance of remembrance. The War in the Pacific National Historical Park quarter commemorates the bravery of American troops during the Pacific Campaign of World War II. Its design shows American forces coming ashore under enemy fire, capturing a moment of courage and sacrifice. The San Antonio Missions National Historical Park quarter depicts the cultural heritage of Texas missions with a design resembling a Spanish colonial-style cross surrounded by symbols of community, irrigation, agriculture, and faith. Finally, the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness Quarter features a rugged natural landscape with a person in a boat navigating wild waters symbolizing the untamed beauty of Idaho wilderness. Each of these designs adds to the uniqueness of the 2019 series and increases the interest of collectors worldwide. While ordinary circulated versions of these coins may never be worth more than their face value, the rarest examples, especially those graded in gem condition or with minting errors, can command life-changing sums. Error coins from the 2019 P Mint quarters are another factor to consider. Sometimes mistakes occur during the minting process, resulting in doubled dies, off-center strikes, missing elements, or other unusual characteristics. Collectors treasure these error coins because they represent unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. Some error coins from the 2019 P quarter series have already sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the type and severity of the error. Now let us return to the extraordinary market value of $67,881. This valuation did not come out of thin air. Auction records show that rare high-grade coins with the 2019 P Mint mark can fetch enormous prices when the right buyers are involved. Collectors with deep pockets are always searching for the absolute finest known example of a coin. When such a coin appears at auction, the bidding war can reach astronomical levels. It is also worth noting that coins are more than collectibles. They are investments. Many collectors purchase rare coins not only for their beauty but also for the potential of future value growth. A coin like the 2019 P Mint mark quarter, valued at tens of thousands of dollars, represents a secure asset in the world of numismatics. So what does this mean for you, the viewer? It means that every time you hold a quarter in your hand, you could be holding a small piece of history, and possibly a small fortune. While the odds of finding a coin worth $67,000 in your pocket change are very slim, the possibility excites collectors and treasure hunters across the nation. That is the beauty of coin collecting. To this day, the Washington quarter remains one of the most beloved coins in American history. The 2019 P Mint mark version stands out as a modern reminder that even contemporary coins can hold immense value. The story of this coin blends history, artistry, rarity, and financial worth into one unforgettable tale. As we conclude our long journey into the history and value of the 2019 P Mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin, remember this: the next time you come across a quarter, do not simply spend it without a thought. Take a moment to examine its details, its date, its mint mark, and its condition. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Coins tell stories of our nation. They honor leaders, wars, sacrifices, natural beauty, and cultural heritage. The 2019 P Mint mark quarter is more than just 25 cents. It is a story, a piece of history, and for one lucky collector, it was a $67,000 miracle. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of coins. Stay curious and keep searching, because history and fortune might just be hiding in the palm of your hand. Welcome back to our channel. Today we will be diving into the fascinating world of American coinage and focusing on a very special modern coin that has captured the attention of collectors all around the globe. The coin we are talking about is the 2020 D Mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin. This coin may seem like just another piece of change to the average person, but in reality it holds a story of history, design, artistry, and value that makes it a true gem in the world of numismatics. To truly understand the value of the 2020 D Washington quarter, we need to begin with the background of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 as part of the bicentennial celebration of George Washington's birth. He was the first president of the United States, and the nation wanted to honor him with a coin that would circulate in the pockets of everyday Americans. Replacing the standing Liberty quarter, the design was chosen to showcase Washington's strong profile and his role as the father of the nation. The original designer was John Flanagan, who created the iconic image of George Washington's bust on the obverse side. The reverse side originally depicted an eagle with wings spread, symbolizing freedom and strength. For decades, this design remained a staple of American coinage until the late 1990s, when the U.S. Mint launched a new program to bring more variety and educational value. To the quarter dollar, that program was the 50 State Quarters program introduced in 1999, and it ran until 2008. Each state received its own special design on the reverse side highlighting unique history, culture, and achievements. After that program ended, the Mint continued to experiment with new series including the America the Beautiful Quarters, which celebrated national parks and landmarks from 2010 until 2021. Now we arrive at the year 2020, which was significant for many reasons around the world. People remember 2020 as a year of unprecedented challenges because of the global pandemic, but in the world of coin collecting, 2020 stood out for the release of several special quarters that not only honored history, but also became highly sought after by collectors. One of the most fascinating issues of that year was the 2020 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. The letter D in the Mint mark represents the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint is one of the primary facilities of the United States Mint and has been producing coins for circulation since 1906. The Mint mark is important for collectors because it identifies where the coin was struck, and in some cases production runs or striking quality can make a coin more or less valuable. The 2020 quarters featured designs as part of the America the Beautiful series honoring different national parks and historical sites. For example, in 2020 we saw quarters celebrating places like the National Park of American Samoa, the Weir Farm National Historic Site, the Salt River Bay National Historical Park, the Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park, and Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve. Each of these coins carried unique artwork on the reverse, making the 2020 set one of the most beautiful and collectible runs in recent memory. But among these issues, the 2020 D Washington quarter has gained particular attention for its rarity and high grade and its connection to some unique eras and varieties. While millions of quarters were produced in Denver in 2020, only a small fraction of them came out in flawless condition, graded at the highest levels by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors who specialize in modern quarters quickly recognized that certain examples had perfect surfaces, sharp strikes, and beautiful luster, making them extremely desirable. Now let us talk about the market value, because this is where the story becomes even more exciting. Normally a quarter dollar is worth 25 cents in everyday use, but in the world of numismatics, value is determined not by face value, but by rarity, condition, demand, and historical importance. The 2020 D Mint Mark Washington quarter in pristine mint state condition can reach astonishing levels of value. In fact, recent auction records and private sales have shown examples selling for as high as $98,675. That is right, a coin that many people may overlook in their pocket change can be worth nearly $100,000 if it meets the right conditions. Why would someone pay such a high amount for this coin? The answer lies in the combination of scarcity and perfection. Coin collectors prize coins that are graded at the very highest levels, such as MS67, MS68, or MS69 by professional services. These grades mean the coin has virtually no visible flaws under magnification. The higher the grade, the fewer the coins that exist in that condition. When you combine high-grade rarity with collector demand, the price skyrockets. There are also error coins from 2020 that can make values rise even more. Some collectors have reported finding quarters with striking errors, misaligned dies, double dies, and unusual planchet flaws. Errors add another layer of rarity and uniqueness because every error is slightly different. Collectors view them almost like one-of-a-kind pieces, which drives competition at auctions. Another factor that has influenced the popularity of the 2020 quarters is the symbolism of the year itself. The year 2020 will be remembered for generations as a turning point in history. People tend to collect artifacts and memorabilia from important years, and 2020 is certainly one of those years. Having a coin minted during such a historically significant time makes it even more appealing to collectors and historians alike. Now let us consider the story of how someone might discover such a valuable coin. Imagine going about your day receiving a handful of change at a grocery store or gas station. You glance at the coins and notice a quarter dated 2020 with a D Mint mark at first it seems ordinary, but upon closer inspection the coin has a brilliant shine, no scratches nowhere, and a sharp strike. If that coin were sent to a grading service and came back with a top grade, it could instantly transform into a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. This is why so many people today carefully check their pocket change, because modern rarities like this can truly be hiding in plain sight. Collectors who are serious about investing in coins often focus on modern issues like The 2020 quarters because they combine affordability at face value with the potential for huge returns if the right example is found. Many people still cannot believe that a coin worth only $0.25 could be sold for nearly $100,000, but that is the magic of numismatics. It is not about face value, it is about history, condition, and demand. Let us also talk a little bit about the artistry of the 2020 designs. The America the Beautiful quarters are known for their stunning detail. Each one is like a miniature piece of art struck onto metal. The 2020 coins feature everything from fruit bats in American Samoa, which symbolize family and care, to lush natural landscapes like the Salt River Bay showing mangroves and environmental heritage. The Weir Farm quarter celebrates art in nature, while the Tallgrass Prairie quarter shows the iconic grasslands that once stretched across America. Each design tells a story, and owning one of these coins is like owning a piece of American history preserved forever in metal. The Denver Mint played a critical role in making sure these designs came to life with precision. The facility has a long history of producing billions of coins, but every so often certain issues become legendary because of the combination of rarity and condition. The 2020 D Washington quarter is now part of that legacy. So what should collectors do if they want to find or sell one of these valuable coins? The first step is awareness. Always check your pocket change, especially for coins dated 2020 with a D mint mark. Look for coins that have sharp details, no signs of wear, and a bright original luster. If you believe you have a coin that could be valuable, the next step is to have it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. The investment in grading can pay off enormously if your coin receives a high grade. Once graded, these coins can be sold at major auction houses, online marketplaces, or directly to collectors. The demand is very strong because many collectors are trying to complete sets of America the Beautiful quarters, or they are specifically searching for top-grade modern rarities. The story of the 2020 D Washington quarter reminds us of an important lesson. Every coin in your pocket has a story. It may be a story of history, art, and culture, or it may be a story of hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. What makes coin collecting so exciting is that you never know what you might find. Something as simple as a quarter can carry a value that changes lives and adds to the rich tapestry of American history. As we wrap up this exploration, remember that the 2020 D Mint Mark Washington $25 coin is not just a piece of loose change, it is a symbol of artistry, craftsmanship, history, and extraordinary value. Its journey from the Denver Mint into circulation and then into the hands of collectors who cherish it shows the true power of numismatics. Today, this coin stands as one of the most fascinating examples of how modern issues can command staggering prices on the collector's market, reaching a current value of $98,675. So next time you receive a quarter dated 2020, take a moment to look at it closely, because you may be holding a treasure far more valuable than you ever imagined. And that is the beauty of coin collecting, a world where history, art, and value meet in the palm of your hand. Welcome to today's video, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare American coins and focus on one particular treasure that has shocked the numismatic community worldwide: the 2016 D Mint Mark Washington $25 coin. A coin that might appear ordinary to the untrained eye, but in reality has a story filled with history, mystery, and incredible value. Currently, this coin has been recorded with a market value as high as $90,765, which is truly astonishing. Let us begin by going back in time to understand how the Washington quarter came into existence. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This new quarter replaced the standing Liberty quarter design, which had been in use from 1916 to 1930. The Washington quarter featured the profile of George Washington facing left, designed by John Flanagan, and it quickly became a staple in American coinage. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has seen many changes, from silver composition to copper nickel clad, from circulation strikes to proof strikes, and even to special commemorative state quarters and national park series. One of the most significant transformations came in 1999 when the United States Mint launched the State Quarters program. This program released 50 unique designs over 10 years, each honoring one of the states of the Union. This was followed by the America the Beautiful Quarters program beginning in 2010, which highlighted national parks and historic sites. Now, within this timeline, the year 2016 holds a very important place. The quarters released during 2016 were part of the America the Beautiful series. Each design depicted a different national park or historic site, and these coins were struck at various United States Mint facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 2016 D Mint Mark Washington quarter was produced at the Denver Mint, marked by the letter D beneath the motto "In God We Trust" on the obverse side. So why would a 2016 D Washington quarter, which is relatively modern, hold such an immense value, reaching $90,765? The answer lies in rarity, condition, errors, and collector demand. Most 2016 D quarters were struck in the millions, making them common in circulation. However, a very small fraction of them contained unique minting errors or survived in flawless, pristine condition, which can elevate their value dramatically. Some of the errors found on the 2016 quarters include double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, and even wrong planchet errors. Imagine holding a coin that looks like a normal Washington quarter at first glance, but upon closer inspection shows a double strike, or a shifted image, or a planchet intended for another denomination. These are the kinds of details that can turn a 25-cent coin into a six-figure. Collectible condition is another critical factor. Coins are graded by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC, which use a scale from 1 to 70. A grade of 70 represents a perfect, flawless coin with no marks, scratches, or wear. A 2016 D Washington quarter graded at mint state 69 or mint state 70 with a rare error could easily reach auction prices above $90,000. Collectors and investors are willing to pay enormous amounts for coins that are both rare and in extraordinary condition because they represent the pinnacle of numismatic excellence. Let us now take a closer look at the Denver Mint itself. The Denver Mint has a long and rich history. Established in 1906, it has produced billions of coins for circulation as well as collectible coinage. The D Mint mark has become a familiar symbol for collectors around the world, and certain Denver-struck coins have gained a reputation for both high quality and interesting errors. The 2016 D Washington quarter is a shining example of this tradition. When we talk about the design of the 2016 quarters, each one featured a different national site. In 2016, the designs included Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Kentucky, Harper's Ferry National Historical Park in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. Each of these quarters carried the standard Washington obverse, but the reverse featured detailed engravings of the respective sites. A rare 2016 D Mint mark example with errors on one of these designs is exactly what drives collectors into competitive bidding wars. Imagine the journey of such a coin minted in Denver, perhaps falling off the press with a slight misalignment, or a double die impression. It makes its way into circulation, or maybe into a coin roll untouched for years. Then one day a sharp-eyed collector notices the irregularity, submits it for professional grading, and the coin is certified as a one-of-a-kind rarity. The next step is an auction where collectors bid feverishly, and the final hammer price soars to nearly $91,000. That is how stories of ordinary-looking coins becoming treasures are written. The fascination with coins like the 2016 D Washington quarter also reflects something larger about human history. Coins are not just pieces of metal, they are storytellers. They carry the faces of leaders, the marks of nations, and the moments of history captured in their designs. Each quarter in your pocket is a fragment of American history, but every once in a while one of those quarters transcends its everyday role and becomes a legend among collectors. The Washington quarter has gone through many chapters since 1932, but the Modern America the Beautiful series gave it a fresh wave of interest. Each year collectors eagerly awaited new designs, new mint marks, and new possibilities of discovering a rarity in their pocket change. That excitement still exists today, and it is the reason why coins like the 2016 D Mint Mark quarter can be worth far beyond their face value. Let us pause and consider the mathematics of rarity. The Denver Mint may have struck over 100 million quarters in 2016, yet if only a handful contain a dramatic error, and only a few of those survive in perfect mint state condition, then we are talking about a survival rate of perhaps 1 in 10 million. That is the definition of rarity, and rarity always translates into high demand and high prices. Now, if you are watching this video, you might be wondering, how can I find a 2016 D Mint Mark Washington quarter that could be worth a fortune? The first step is to always check your change. Search through every quarter you come across with a magnifying glass and good lighting. Look carefully at the date, the mint mark, and the design details. Look for doubling on the letters or numbers. Look for cracks, lines, or extra metal. Look for off-center strikes or designs that do not fit properly on the coin. If you suspect you have found something unusual, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication. Collectors who specialize in modern era coins often advise patience and persistence. You might go through hundreds or thousands of coins before finding one with a valuable error, but the excitement of the hunt keeps people searching day after day. There is always the possibility that the next quarter you examine could be the jackpot coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Beyond era coins, even perfectly preserved regular strike 2016 D Washington quarters can carry significant value in the highest grades. For example, coins graded MS-67 or MS-68 can already fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on demand. When you cross into MS-69 or MS-70 territory, the value skyrockets. This is why many collectors invest in high-quality coin storage supplies to preserve their coins from scratches, oxidation, or environmental damage. The story of the 2016 D Washington quarter worth $90,765 is a story of patience, attention to detail, and the extraordinary nature of numismatics. It teaches us that even in the modern age, when billions of coins are produced every year, the chance for rarity still exists. It is a reminder that treasures are still hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by sharp eyes and curious minds. Now let us reflect on George Washington himself, whose portrait has graced the quarter for over 90 years. Washington was not only the first president, but also a unifying symbol of leadership and independence. The decision to honor him on the quarter has kept his legacy in the hands and pockets of Americans for generations. When we find a rare Washington quarter, whether from 1932 or 2016, it connects us back to that history. The Denver Mint mark, the D symbol, also tells its own story. Coins marked with D have traveled across the nation, carrying commerce, trade, and value from small towns to big cities, from everyday purchases to historic collections. These coins circulate and connect people. The 2016 D quarter is just one chapter in that long Denver tradition, but its impact on collectors is profound. As we near the end of this exploration, it is worth noting that the world of coin collecting continues to grow with the rise of online auctions, coin shows, and collector communities. More people than ever are learning about the hidden value of coins. Social media platforms have made it possible for collectors to share discoveries, instantly fueling excitement and competition. That is how stories of $90,000 quarters spread rapidly and inspire thousands of others to search their own pockets. So the next time you receive a quarter and change, take a moment to look closely. You might just be holding a small fortune. The 2016 D Mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin, with its extraordinary value, proves that treasure hunting is still alive in our modern world.